Hey everyone, Corey Stoner with the Bakersfield Real Estate Group at Agent Core Realty, and I'm here with David Young from USA Mortgage. We're actually going to have a great conversation today. We're going to talk about
pre-approval versus pre-qualification.
And I think that's an important one because I don't think a lot of people know about that, but we're going to just, more than anything, just kind of give updates about us, how things are going for a few minutes, see if people want to come in, not want to, but coming in. And from there on, we'll answer some questions after we get done, so feel free to put your questions in the group.
Yeah.
All right, David, how's business going?
It's busy. It's
Good.
a busy time of year. A little slow because of the holidays, but it's starting to already ramp up for the new year. So
Yeah, same for me. I mean, we have some in escrow, but I'm noticing the inventory is decreasing. Somebody said yesterday, like, we're used to seeing 1,500, 1,700 homes on the market, and there's like 800 right now, which sounds like a lot, but in a city with 400,000 people, that's not a whole lot.
No.
So it's funny to be in December and having to be in multiple offer situations on both sides, whether I'm on a seller side or a buyer side. So, but it's good. It's good. Being busy this time of year is not a bad thing.
Yeah, I can't complain.
So, I mean, you work for USA Mortgage. You do mortgage loans for people. A lot of people are saying this, but how are the mortgage rates right now?
Rates are going back and forth. They're still historically low.
Right.
You'll notice when the economy goes up, we get like record-breaking Dow and stuff like that. You'll see a little hit to our rates, so that way the mortgage bonds can compete with the market there. But historically they're low.
Right.
So, but I am curious to see what happens with the election coming up. The way the markets are going.
When it is an election year, I mean, what have other people in your industry said? Because I don't know how long you've been a mortgage lender, but have you been through an election before?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been.
So do things kind of like even out? Everyone's not really sure what's going to happen, so it stays, or is there volatility?
Well, that's what it is. Nobody knows what's going to happen until the election happens. A lot of stuff's up in the air, so it really is. It's just a crapshoot right now.
Okay.
So we don't know what's going to happen.
That's a good way to describe it, crapshoot.
Yeah.
Now, when we say, I hear a lot of lenders say that, we're still at historic lows with the interest rates. I actually saw it. I don't know if it was another lender that posted it, but somebody posted like the last 20 years of interest rates. Maybe it was the last 30 years. But it honestly shocked me. I mean, I've been in this industry both in admin stuff, marketing, whatever, and now an agent for almost 12 years, and I did not realize just how low they are now versus historically.
Oh yeah, they used to be 12, 11, 10%. They've slowly came down over the years.
Right. And
so having a 4% interest rate is, that's phenomenal.
Yeah. I think I saw one even, I think in the 70s, like they were close to 15.
That was before I was in the business.
Before you were in the business? Yeah, well, like I said, I saw that graph and I was just kind of blown away. Now I know obviously, inflation, everything, a home was technically a lot cheaper then, but that was a big shock.
Big chunk of payment going to interest.
Yeah. So I mean, did you anticipate? Obviously, you have the election, but long term, what do you see the interest rates doing?
I see them staying. Like yeah, I don't see them moving a whole lot. They move, daily. They'll move up and down a little bit.
Okay.
But I don't see them going. I don't see them going back up to 10%.
Right.
I don't see anything like that.
So you heard it from someone who's in that business that knows. If you're looking and thinking about getting in a home, do it now. Even though we think they're not going to go up crazy, you never really know what's going to happen. But I think we can kind of agree they're not going to go back down to 3%.
Yeah, I don't see anything like that. Especially with the economy doing what it's doing, I don't see it going down like that. You'll get your really low rates whenever the economy's doing bad. So if we were to hit a recession or something like that, we're probably going to see the Fed's cut those rates.
No recession.
But I don't see that happening right now.
Right. Yeah, and I don't think a lot of us do. I have heard some stuff. We're going to hit a market correction soon, and they've been saying that for
a couple of years.
Yeah. So, and even then, a market correction means things dip a little bit. That doesn't mean everything crashes. So, if that happens.
Well, a year ago today. So I bought a house a year ago today. My rate was 5.125.
That's true. They have dropped.
And now they're in the fours. So
right.
Fours.
I actually have my next little question. Tell me about USA Mortgage.
USA Mortgage. We're based out of St. Louis, Missouri. It's a small company, about 500 employees. I stayed with them just because they like to get loans done.
Right.
I mean, you could have all the products in the world, but if you can't close the loan, that's the ultimate goal.
Right.
It makes it easier for my clients, easier for agents. I know we give you guys a headache a lot, but yeah, it's just they're easy to work with. It's a really streamlined process, and I'm very happy with them. Plus, their marketing is phenomenal.
Good. And I think you mentioned it. It's all about the clients.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
You say you give us headaches, and I don't see it that way. I mean, you get a lender and an agent that know each other, know how each other works. Mm-hmm. They trust each other. They trust the backing behind them. Things can go pretty smoothly, especially because if we know each other well, communication is there. We can kind of anticipate issues and jump on top of them and make sure it's not an issue before it becomes something pretty bad. Now, just because we're doing this and people are going to see this, what is your kind of story in your career? How long have you been doing loans? And
I've only been licensed for a year.
Okay.
Now I actually got into it originally in 2006, and then we had the market crash.
Right.
And so everybody was pretty much let go of it then. And then I got back into it about 6 years ago, and I started from the bottom and moved my way up to actually originating loans. When I came back in, the whole market had changed. I mean, the rules, regulations, licensing, everything was different. So I had to relearn it. And there's a lot to it. Underwriter guidelines. I mean, you have to relearn it. So it took me a while to do, but now I'm closing loans, and we're putting people in homes, and it's.
And I think you're hitting some good points here. I think that's why in both of our professions, education is really important.
Yeah.
Keep on top of things, especially here in California. The rules, the laws,
Yeah.
the regulations, the forms change yearly.
Yeah.
And it makes it tough. And you had said that you started in 2006 and you got out for a little bit, but came back and everything was different. I started in marketing in real estate in 2007, and I've been in this industry since then, and been an agent for 4 years, and just seeing how quickly it all changes. I mean, I came in at the height of the market. I saw it crash.
Yeah.
I saw what agents went through. I saw a mass exodus of agents from being in our profession, saw the REOs, saw things slowly came back up, and now I've been an agent for 4 years. I came in a buyer's market, and that has been an interesting shift to kind of see.
To go to the seller.
To go from that buyer's market where I can take my buyers out, we can look at homes, they have a day or two to think about it, and they put an offer in, they can come in a little bit lower, they can get closing cost help from the seller, to now where, that doesn't happen a whole lot anymore.
Yeah.
It does. There's still some what we call seller concessions. That seller will help a little bit, but it's very rare for me to see the seller pay for all of it.
Yeah.
Seeing a lot more where there's multiple offers coming in. And it's interesting. It's interesting because I have clients or friends, that have had friends or family members that have bought within that last 3-4 years where they were in that buyer's market, and it's kind of a rude awakening sometimes for the clients because they're expecting that, and I'm sit down with them and tell them it's like, okay, I'll let you put in one offer or two with you, and then you see what's going on, and it's whew. But honestly, people are still happy they get the home. They get a home. I mean, we're a seller's market. We're just a low inventory seller's market.
It just means we gotta be smart about our offer. We gotta present the offer in a way that entices the seller to accept it.
Right, and that's another thing. I mean, I know a lot of people in the business know you. A lot of people in the business know me. That also helps when the other side knows that, hey, these people can get it done, and they're going to be able to communicate, and not going to disappear, and they're not going to be hard to work with. Makes it a lot different.
Yeah, and Bakersfield's a small town, so everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
So
both good and bad.
Exactly. Yeah. But it does help actually. So you don't have just some random person you're accepting an offer from. The agent you're working with has probably worked with us before. Right. So we know how each other works. So.
Well, awesome. Okay, well, let's kind of get into our topic of the day here. And I'm glad we're talking about this one because a lot of people don't know about it, or they don't know the difference. And that's getting a pre-qualification versus getting a pre-approval.
Yes.
So talk about a pre-qualification. We call it pre-qual.
Pre-qual or pre-qualification. That's when I'm going to give you a call. We're going to try and get you qualified for a home. I need to look at your income, your savings for down payment, or what kind of loan programs we might use. I'm just going to do a review of all of those items, and I'm going to say, hey, I think I can get you a loan. And based off my guideline knowledge, I mean, I'm going to be able to get it done.
Right.
But that's just a quick pre-qualification. So there's no backing behind it. It's my word, just stating that I see your all your information, and I can get a loan done based off of this information.
Okay. And like you said, it's a quick that has not gone through the whole process. And I even see some of the pre-qual letters that I get that will say, this is not a commitment to lend.
Correct.
And they're not bad. I mean, they're not bad at all. Most of the time, that's what we're doing is we're sending pre-qual letters to the other side with our offers. But it is still, once an offer gets accepted, it has to go back. It has to go through all of the channels. And that's when I know we can end up in a panic because something is found that's a little off, not necessarily bad, but something that
you never know what the hiccup there might be.
Yeah, looks into it a little deeper and can cause us to be a little stressed out, but it's still, that's kind of the normal thing.
Yeah.
Pre-approval though, that's the cool one.
Pre-approval is a little deeper, so I'm going to actually gather all of your asset information, all of your income information, credit, and we're actually going to submit it to underwriting. So think of the underwriter as a judge. The underwriter has the final say on whether the loan is approved or denied. And so we're going to gather all this documentation before we're in contract, and we're going to submit your file to the underwriter, and we're going to get you pre-approved. So that's the big difference. Now you've been reviewed by an underwriter, all of your assets, income. So pretty much all the work is done up front before we ever even get into contract.
Which is a good thing because that means since it's already approved, no underwriting, that means for the most part, they're pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
They just do it. This is not something that has to have a lot of time and back. I don't want to say backing it. Behind the scenes stuff is already done.
Yes, about 90% of the behind the scenes is done. We just need an appraisal, maybe lock the interest rate, just a few minor things, and then the loan is done. We're ready to go to the docs. And that being said, the pre-approval is also stronger than a pre-qualification. In a situation like we're in now, where it's a seller's market, when you issue the pre-approval to somebody with your offer, they know that you've already been seen by an underwriter. They know there's less likely to be any unexpected hiccups or denial of the loan.
Right.
So it is good to have.
That's awesome. And that's one thing I was going to touch on is that the practical advantages of a pre-approval versus the pre-qual is, like you said, in an initial offer, a pre-approval looks much better.
Yep.
No, I don't want to say it that way. It makes for a much stronger offer.
Definitely. If you have two of the same offer going and you're pre-approved and the other client's not, then
you should take the pre-approval.
Yeah, what's the seller going to take? Probably the pre-approval.
Yes. And another practical effect, and correct me if I'm wrong, that also means that depending on the situation, obviously, buyer situation, seller situation, and time frames, it can result in a shorter escrow.
Could. Yeah, definitely.
So since that means, they just have the appraisal done, you can get your inspections done. Once the appraisal comes in and they say good, you do probably final verification, stuff like that, just a couple things.
It could cut it in half easy.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, cut it in half. A regular conventional loan, we say is a 30-day escrow. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if all things align, it means 2 weeks, a little bit more than 2 weeks from putting your offer in to getting your home.
Yeah, it's all awesome. A lot of it's going to hinge around that appraisal because obviously we have to make sure that the property meets the value that we need for the loans, and
that there aren't any repairs that the underwriter or underwriting requires to make sure that they can loan on it.
Correct.
But yeah, best case scenario though, still, and I'm sure even a 21-day escrow compared to a 30, 45 is going to make a seller and a buyer much, much happier.
Yeah, if they're in a hurry, it's time to go.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Okay, what would you say like your percentage of pre-quals versus pre-approvals are?
Honestly, you're probably about 90% are going to be just pre-qualification because it's fast.
Right.
Like you said, the market is quick. So if somebody sees a house and they've done it backwards, normally we would like to get them pre-qualified, then you go look at the house. Well, a lot of times people will go find the house that they want. Now they're in a hurry to get everything done. So we're probably going to do a pre-qualification and then have you guys submit the offer that way.
Awesome. Yeah. And I agree. That's what I like to do when somebody calls me. I like to meet with them, do a buyer's consult, have a mortgage professional there with me if at all possible, so we can kind of do that. That's what we like to do. We want to get But at the same time, people are excited. They want to get out and look. So they will, for me at least, if I do get them with a lender, it's like, oh, we'll get that pre-qual, then we'll go out and look.
Yeah.
But I do say, I mean, if you can, if your lender can do it, get a pre-approval, because that will.
Yeah, if you have the time, it's definitely worth doing. Just again, it strengthens that offer. It also gives you peace of mind because you already know that you have been underwritten. We have a list of conditions, is what they call them. The underwriter is going to send us conditions for your final approval, and well, that gives us a checklist. Hey, we're going to need this, this, and this before we can do final approval and get your loan docs. Are you able to provide those? So now we have a peace of mind. Yes, I already have that. I can give you that. I can give you that. Piece of cake. Let's do it. So it's a peace of mind. It is more of a streamlined on the escrow side of things, the closing.
Right.
And then it is a little bit, takes a little bit longer up front.
Right.
But it's work that you're doing for peace of mind. So.
Yeah, and we've said it again. In a seller's market like this where there are multiple offers, if you can do it, do the pre-approval, because every little step you can make to get that stronger offer in, that when the other agent presents it and just like, no, this is solid, this is good to go, that helps you. That helps you get into a home. And I keep bumping the table and I can see it shaking. So, I mean, anything to add? I mean, any last thoughts or anything?
That's pretty much it. I mean, the markets I don't see them changing much. So if you're wanting to get into something and you like where the interest rates are now, I would recommend going and pulling the trigger if you can. Just for the simple fact we are coming up in an election year.
Right.
We don't know exactly what's going to happen. If rates change, is it going to be a huge difference? We don't know. And we just lost lights, but
we just lost lights. Here, we'll watch this. Watch this. Their magic.
There we go. But I mean, right now it's time to move. If you're in the market and you're on the fence, I would do it now because we don't know what's going to happen next year.
Well, you heard it from David, and I agree. Right now, like I say, inventory is tight, so it's a little difficult, but there's still homes out there, nice homes. So give me a call, area code 661-623-0231. Direct message me here on Facebook, Instagram. I'll post it on my IGTV later as well. Or give David a shout. Either way as well. David, your number?
661-808-0838. That's my direct cell phone number.
Awesome. And I've tagged him on the slide video. I'll tag him on the replay. I'll tag you on IG.
Perfect.
And thanks a lot. You guys have a great day.